The boy with frozen wings. The grand assassin's attention is captured as he listens intently. Who? The boy hesitates, his eyes shifting from the Varos gold coin to the man's piercing gaze. The wrinkles and white hair of the grand assassin may be deceiving, but his eyes reveal the truth. I cannot reveal his name, the boy finally admits. The grand assassin leans in, intrigued. Have you heard the tale of the little bird with frozen wings? The boy furrows his brow, curious. It's a story of a bird flying south for the winter, only to have its wings freeze in the cold air. Do you know what happens next? The boy shakes his head, a strand of platinum hair escaping his hood. A cow passes by and drops dung on the frozen bird. The warmth of the dung thaws its wings, but now it's stuck. The bird calls for help. As the grand assassin gestures towards the Varos coin, he whistles a haunting tune, ending with a soft squawk. Finally, a passing feline catches the sound of the bird's distress and approaches to investigate. It proceeds to dig the bird out from its entrapment, cleans it in the grass, and consumes it. What does this signify? Inquires the young boy, desiring for the grand assassin to make contact with the golden coin. Firstly, not everyone who defecates on you is your adversary. Secondly, if you find yourself in a difficult situation, it is wise to remain silent. However, the most crucial aspect is that not everyone who rescues you from trouble is your ally. So, do you wish for my assistance? Yes. The boy removes his hood and utters the name of the crown prince. The weight of that name causes the grand assassin's hand to drop. His fingers come into contact with the Varos coin on the table, and a primitive part of his mind notices that the coin feels slippery, almost oily. Nevertheless, his higher consciousness remains fixated on the individual standing before him. He is gazing at an exact replica of the crown prince. Yes, I am his decoy. The boy pauses, hoping the man will provide further information. But I don't have to be. Once the grand assassin comprehends the audacity of the doppelganger's statement, he inhales sharply. Stealing the life of the crown prince and assuming his position. Can he accomplish such a feat? How will you account for the absence of his decoy then? Fire, the boy states matter-of-factly. The man opens his mouth, only to close it again. He is accustomed to witnessing men squirm in the aftermath of unspoken words, but this particular boy has a way of making him feel like the one who talks too much. The man scrutinizes the boy, searching for any hint of uncertainty, but all he receives in return is a polite, vacant stare. Without further ado, he places the coin of Varos into his leather purse. As an afterthought, he wipes his greasy fingers on his jerkin. Then, the boy discloses the when and where to him. With their meeting concluded, the boy pulls up his hood and departs from the back room of the tavern. He navigates through the maze of alleyways in the city of Azemel, passing by intoxicated individuals along the way. He halts at a bustling marketplace, taking in his surroundings. He doesn't believe that the grand assassin has changed his mind and decided to tail them now that their secure meeting is over. No, the man considers himself to be a cat poised above the future king. Nevertheless, a diversion wouldn't hurt. He listens to the various voices and merges with the crowd. There's a lovely young lady, he remarks in a deep voice, pinching the behind of a fishwife as he walks past. The fishwife confronts a nearby man who is conversing with his friends in that same deep voice. The man stumbles into a cloth merchant's stall. Thief! Stop the thief! The boy exclaims in the bewildered shopkeeper's own voice. Then, he snatches a new cloak to drape over his own, blending into the chaos as he discards the tainted gloves that he used to handle the Varos coin. In the confines of the castle, the boy finds himself in another secluded room, reminiscent of a forgotten guard tower. However, there is no need for guarding in this area, as the castle wall abruptly ends, leading to a cliff that was formed centuries ago when the gods cast Varos down from the heavens. Inside the room, shelves are filled with scrolls and manuscripts, carefully bound between sturdy boards. This space belongs to the record keeper, the one responsible for preserving the castle's history. Unfortunately, the record keeper has lost his ability to speak due to a crime that remains unspoken, dating back to a distant past. The way he carries himself suggests that he has suffered more than just the loss of his tongue. The Crown Prince never ventures into this domain, as his simple mind cannot bear the weight of reading. However, the boy holds a deep affection for the record keeper. He considers him to be his closest friend and mentor, especially since the record keeper has introduced him to ancient scrolls containing knowledge of forgotten poisons. Initially, the boy believed that poison alone would be the solution to his predicament. However, the most effective poison, known as Aureus Kiss, takes time to take effect. There is no guarantee that he would be able to seize the opportunity to take the Crown Prince's place unnoticed once the poison has done its job. In his silent but attentive manner, the record keeper shared with the boy a manuscript detailing the history of Varos and his cult of assassins. The pieces of the puzzle are slowly falling into place, including the significance of the coin and the enigmatic figure known as the Grand Assassin. However, there is still time for discussion. The boy and the record keeper have developed their own unique way of communication. The boy showcases his talent for impersonations, while also paying close attention to the unspoken messages conveyed through the record keeper's eyes. Now, they sit facing each other, an imaginary coin placed between them. "Have you ever heard the tale of the little bird with frozen wings?" the boy asks, flawlessly imitating the voice of the Grand Assassin. The record keeper's eyes overflow with pride and admiration for the protégé who speaks on his behalf. In the late hours of the night, he secures the servants' quarters and kindles a fire. There will always be more servants, and no one will bother to count the remains to ensure that the Crown Prince's decoy is among the last group. At this moment, he observes as the young boy ascends the crumbling guard tower and leaps onto the nearby hemlock tree. Balancing on the edge of a branch, the boy then crosses over the castle wall. The record keeper silently prays that the boy will return astride the Crown Prince's horse. Deep within the dense hardwood forest, the boy patiently waits at the designated location. Although he cannot see the Grand Assassin, he can hear the distant sound of horses. The Crown Prince is engaged in a fox hunt with his entourage, an excursion accompanied by flatterers. The boy emits a fox's warning cry, mimicking the scream of a vixen to attract the dogs. He throws his voice and takes cover behind a tree as the foxhounds pass by, clumsily searching. The Crown Prince, whose horse is undoubtedly the swiftest and whose companions dare not surpass him, is closely trailing with no other riders in sight. Something separates itself from the underbrush, causing the Crown Prince to tumble from his saddle. He manages to utter a single cry of pain before the entity descends upon him. The would-be king convulses momentarily before falling into silence. The Grand Assassin is covered in mud, with only his motionless eyes visible. They observe as the boy removes the Crown Prince's pinky ring. A blade presses against the boy's neck. The Grand Assassin attempts to speak, but his words are interrupted by the sound of approaching horses. The blade disappears, along with the Crown Prince's body, as the Grand Assassin drags his target into the bushes. With agile movements, the boy jumps onto the Crown Prince's horse and faces his entourage. Later that evening, as the flames consume the decoy, the Grand Assassin will gaze at the night sky. The stars will twinkle and blend into a single bright light, while the numbness in his fingers spreads up his arm and into his heart. It will be Aureus Kiss, a gift from Varos's coin, beckoning him home. The grand assassin will not resent the new crown prince, the future ruler who would have been indebted to him. Instead, he will be preoccupied with gazing at the sky and yearning to soar. As for his unfinished words in the forest, the new crown prince will recall them vividly. Remember this moment, and you will. And what will the boy of many voices, known only to the voiceless, do with his secret? Some things are best left unspoken. Thanks for listening, guys. That is all over with you. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel. There is a lot of shocking story. I will see you guys again.